Right, we are back for book review number 9, and I think I have 2 really special books that we're going to look at today. One on Dennis Miller Bunker, who actually has a pretty interesting story that I didn't know as much about until, doing research for this video. And William Nicholson, who was not an artist that I even had heard of before actually seeing this book. So let's get started. First book we're going to look at today is this one on Dennis Miller Bunker. And I kind of got this one for a steal at Strand. It was only $20, and to be honest, most art books are much more expensive than that. So, so definitely felt like a steal. But yeah, so this first section is just all about this. First section just goes. I think there's made up of 3 essays, all about Bunker and his life and his work. And I'll go through this section pretty quickly, but one thing I did find very interesting was I had not known a ton about Bunker, and I recently found out by reading this book that he actually died at 29. So so his work output, he really couldn't do too much because he died so young. So gorgeous close-up though. And so he died very young, but he was a student of William Merrit Chase and Gerome. And he went on to teach William Paxton and Lilla Cabot Perry, something like that. I'm blanking on that name. But yeah, so he went on to teach some amazing artists, and he was friends with Abbot Thayer and blanking on other names, but he spent a summer painting with Sargent, so he was quite well connected during his time. So it's really tragic that he was gone so soon. But yeah, so here's the actual body of the book and all the color plates. So it is about almost half comprised of the essays and half of the plates. So maybe not as many images as some books, but certainly more images than others. So yeah, and they're really nice qualities. I wish there were more close-ups, but you can say that again with almost every book. But the image quality is really nice in these, and yeah, it's just such a gorgeous book. He did so many beautiful paintings, and again, it gives a lot more insight to his work, knowing that he was only painting for so many years. And he was definitely considered one of the first American Impressionists, and really, highly regarded. Was highly regarded in his time, and sadly, just after his death, fell into obscurity. Gamble, Ives Gamble, for anyone who's read Twilight of Painting or one of his other books, Gamble wrote a biography on Bunker, and that was actually the first book really published on him after his death. So that is this book. So sadly not much work to see, but this time it's not the book publisher's fault. It's just the sad circumstances. Okay, so William Nicholson. He is an artist who, every time I look at his paintings, they just make me feel at ease. Not sure what it is about it, but he did, as you can see from the first image there, he did graphic work as well as still lifes and portraiture and quite a few landscapes. So again, just some essays on the artist, some good prints up front, and some print and some picture stuff sprinkled throughout, mostly of his work, I believe. Yeah, I don't think they really have too many other people's work up front here, but he was actually surpassed in popularity by his son, a painter named Ben Nicholson. And I actually had never heard of Ben Nicholson's work either, but he was considered more of a modern painter, whereas his father was a bit more classical. So let's keep going. So yeah, quite a few images in here to flip through. William Nicholson actually was very famous for not talking about his paintings. He constantly said that the painting should speak for itself. So there's really not a whole lot of information about how he painted or why he painted what he painted, but there's a lot of speculation and about it. But even his son said that he just painted and that was supposed to speak for itself. So that is what we are left with. That was the one hard part about reading some of the essays, because essays at the front of books love to speculate and go on these very fancy ideas about what the artist's intentions were. Often people say that he seemed wholly unaware that there were artists like Picasso and Matisse working at the same time as him, and so lots of speculation and was he rejecting the standards, or was he the modern standards, or was he just, you know, unaware? So it's very interesting, but I really enjoy his work. It's just very, he was pretty well known for his portraitures during his lifetime. A lot of people say that his best lasting legacy are his still lifes, which I would probably agree with, because he has some really amazing ones in here. But then there are others who really have done a lot more work, research, and looked up a bunch about his graphic work, which is actually really remarkable when you see it. It's very interesting to see how he kind of used some of the techniques that he got from being kind of a more classical representational painter, and he applied them to graphic work. So I do enjoy looking at this as well. And then there's I always forget the end has a little bit about each painting at the end, and all the stuff on his work. So yeah, so this is really just a great book on not a very well known artist, and so definitely recommend. I hope you enjoyed that video. I am super excited to be here for book review number 10. Can't believe we've gotten that many under our belts. And then again, just as a reminder, all of these videos are also up on YouTube. So thanks for watching.